Hello, everybody. So yeah, in memory of Canon's noble sacrifice, I have decided to compile a little list so I can, because like I've said before, Nomura has excellent taste in voice acting, because remember he did the Japanese side of the voice acting, and he got my favorite Japanese VA, Sumire Uezaka, to play Kanon. So I decided to compile a little clip, a little compilation of her performance in this game, so we can take a listen to how she is in the game. And it also gives Taylor a chance to listen to the Japanese voices a bit so he can compare. So let's get back to the first time we saw Kanon.
強かった。死んだかと思った。あれ？俺死んでるって設定だったっけ？死んでなかったけど、死んでさらに死んだ？とりあえず勝ったはず。
Let it be reminded that, yes, Sho was technically a member of the team before Nagi was even a thought.
And she's using a variation of her Ahari voice.
Oh, she sounds way older in this version.
I'll argue it's about on the same age range, honestly.
She definitely sounds a lot more mature than Kanon does in the English dub.
Well, in that case, Jova, maybe it's the opposite. The English dub made her too young.
Do they ever actually state ages?
For Kanon?
No.
Let me check. I'll check. Keep listening.
Like, I'm strictly going off of how she sounds. I don't know how old she is. I presume
Sumire
they're
Uezaka-
going for the same age?
If I remember correctly, Sumire Uezaka is in her 20s still.
You also will need to be surprised about the range some people have, even in different countries as well.
Oh, don't worry. I'm aware of how puberty can go.
Never mind.
Sometimes
Never mind.
Oh, it doesn't even matter.
Sumire Uezaka is 33. Okay, let me check how old Kanon is.
Like, for some of the VTubers that I do follow, like Towa or Ao for Cover Corp, they tend to have a very, very deep voice. So, you know, that doesn't even reflect the age that they're supposed to have, but it's perfectly fine.
Honestly, I think both voices fit just fine in their own way.
Well,
Kanon,
that's kind of my point that I want to prove. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Kanon is 23.
I mean, I wasn't even saying it doesn't fit. I was just saying that she sounds older, that's all.
And shows great. It shows the Japanese voice is also great. So that's nice to hear.
Well, that's the thing that I heard for both Show and Pete. You can kind of, like I showed towards the beginning, you can kind of tell that these voice actors were from the first game, because in that one they had to say very short bursts of lines, while in here they, at more than one point, it sounds like they're kind of struggling acting their specific lines. At least that's the vibe that I got in some occasions.
For those who are not as familiar with Sumire Uezaka as I am, she's a singer, actress, and nowadays very popular anime seiyuu. She's mostly known for playing Nagatoro, Ahari from 100 Girlfriends, and recently Alia from Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. And yes, she's also wonderful in this because, well, she's always wonderful in everything.
In every universe.
And it shows that Nomura has taste when it comes to casting actors, obviously.
Well, that might be instead Square Enix just deciding, for all we know.
Well, that's the thing.
No, you did told me that he, personally picked. My bad.
When talking about Shoka and how he was concerned whether or not players were going to like Shoka too, he said, okay, considering her attitude at the beginning, I really wanted her to be really appealing in her design and her voice acting. So basically implying that apparently he had something to do with the voice acting, apparently. Alright, let's see her here. I will say though, I think no. Okay, when I talk about age, I don't particularly care much for Fred's Japanese voice. I feel like now for him, like okay, he sounds like he's 25 rather than 15. Now for that one, I will definitely say that I definitely prefer Griffin Burns. Nothing against the Japanese VA. I'm sure he's a fine dude.
It's the same kind of problem that you have with Italian Atreus, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I feel like the Fred's Japanese voice sounds 10 years too old. I feel.
Me personally, lately I have been, lately I watch, lately I sometimes switch to the Japanese audio when I'm watching some Western-made stuff. Because that's a main interest of mine, you know, rather than the normal thing of comparing how the West adapts Japanese stuff. Mine's the other way around.
I have nothing to comment on Miranda Parkin's performance because she sounds like an exact equivalent of the Japanese VA, so I don't really have anything to say about Nagi. Miranda Parkin did a perfect job in my book. As for Rendo's fine. And of course, Pete's still played by the same VA from the first game, so this guy's already been beat for years at this point, so...
なぎせんしっかり。あれ、元井さんから。
And here's Motoi's Japanese voice while we're at it. After this, because it's not just...
I'm sorry for being a prick.
Well, we're way before that, Liz. So.
He was always a prick.
Yeah, he was. Basically, like I said in the previous part, Lives, if you actually go back, feel free to do that. Go back to the part where we first met Motoi and look at Nagi's reactions to him when we first meet him. You'll notice that Nagi never liked him to begin with.
元井さんが勝っても負けても面倒じゃない？
What the hell?
Oh, okay, so, what are your thoughts on Fred's Japanese voice dubs?
I'm not sure, for some reason he's... Again, okay, take this with a grain of salt, because I can't really judge foreign voices very well. But to me, Fred sounds like he's 30.
Yeah, it's the same problem I have. Like, he sounds too old. What do you think, Fred's Japanese voice, Shiri? Since you haven't said anything.
I mean... I don't know, cause like... Rendo's voice is just as deep though. Like they both sound older.
I think there's a difference in the delivery though.
I feel like Rendo's has enough bounce to it that I can still buy Isatine at least. Mind you, I don't dislike Fred's Japanese voice here, but I definitely do agree he sounds older, like, and mind you, it's similar to how I sussed it out with Kanon here, like, mind you, even if she sounds older, like, I don't think it's a bad voice, essentially, but I definitely do hear it a lot more with Fred than I do Kanon.
That being said, I can see what Nomura was talking about, because, yeah, Shoka's VA sounds perfect, too.
Yeah, the English dub did a very good replication of Shoka's voice.
Miranda Parkin in particular is the one that gets the highest award for me in terms of perfectly replicating the Japanese performance, because yeah, it feels like a perfect English equivalent. Alright, so of course let's get to the best part of it, of course.
The best part when she died.
Well,
What should be Pedro, you know, praising.
Okay, fine. The part that allows Sumire to spread her legs a bit more.
Shines the most, literally.
Well, fine, Terry, if you're going to put words in my mouth like that.
So basically, this whole first 9 minutes of the part was dedicated to Kanon.
Sumire Uezaka specifically, because I'm a huge fan of her work. Both her singing and her acting in anime. Like, I have yet to hear her performance from her that is not absolutely wonderful. So, and I'm...
Has she done any dubs of anything from the West?
Since she's Japanese and I don't think she can speak English, I don't think so.
No,
She
no,
can-
I meant like Japanese dubs of the West.
Oh, that I do not know. She can
Anyway,
speak. She can.
something
She can
is
speak.
written in the resume leaves, so you might want to look that.
She can speak Russian. Because well, she's Alia, obviously, and as a result, she did both the original version of Alia as well as the Russian dub of that anime.
Let's see. When it comes to female seiyus, for me, I stand Io Yuki and Ri Takahashi.
Yeah, Takahashi. Yeah. Don't worry, Jova. She's girlfriend number 6. Girlfriend number 9 will be played by Ri Takahashi. So when you get to that part in season 2, you'll see. You can see for yourself, or hear. I'm actually eventually too we'll get Maya Sakamoto in there as well. It's only a matter of time.
She's the Jennifer Ale of Japan. It's kind of like, putting oil in a salad. You kind of have to at some point.
So in that case, who's her male counterpart?
What's the name? Forgot. Aki Otsuka.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, how about this too? If Maya Sakamoto is the Jennifer Hale of Japan, would Ri Takahashi be the Laura Bailey, maybe? Or the Christina V?
I guess.
Let's see. Io Yuki would be like, I guess, the Tara Strong.
Sure.
Oh.
Not morally, of course, just in terms of being
Oh,
everywhere.
don't worry, Jova. Like, again, it's not like I'm saying that the Japanese VA panorama tends to, be immaculate. But I get what you mean,
Yeah.
How do you spell her name again?
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Which one?
Sumiri Wazaka.
I think what they wanted to go
Second
with...
level.
Her most
I
sorry.
was going to go like.
Yeah, her most famous role among Western anime fans is playing the protagonist of Nagatoro.
Anyway, you were saying, Tio?
Oh, she's Bubbles in the 2016 Powerpuff Girls.
Oh God.
Oh,
I mean, I'm sure Sumire does a fantastic job because it's Sumire, but damn.
Someone had to do it, Pedro, because...
I know. It's just a shame to see Sumire Wazaka waste her talent.
Yeah. Someone in Japan had to voice Period in Free, Pedro, That also perspective.
The most recent thing she's done in terms of dubbing something from outside Japan is Arcane, where she dubs over Jinx.
Oh.
Well,
nice.
Okay.
Anyway, what I think what they were going for with Fred was to give him technically not necessarily an accent because he doesn't sound like he had one. But hold on, we get the graffiti against capitalism here.
Mm-hmm. Hey, isn't that MKN?
Oh, Fred, you sound English now. MK who?
MK Ultra.
The girl who does all the graffiti. We spent forever tracking her down that one time back in week 1.
I like to talk about her in my final thoughts too.
She can't be here to paint. No walls in the corner.
That's quitter talk, Fred.
So, what's she up to?
Maybe she's gonna
Trying and
paint the
failing.
wall.
The world is your canvas, your imagination,
Wow.
and little
I guess-
trees.
But we can find that up in scanner, but my guess is trying and
She could
failing to
literally-
get a life.
She could literally just spray the ground,
So we unlock her her social network, profile in week 3, despite the fact we made her as early as one of the early days of week 1.
Usually, Teo, we only unlock it in the last interaction we have with that character. Like we unlock we unlock canons after her death, for example. So
You see, it showcases the significance of the bonds we make, even with people who don't even know that we're.
Yes,
So-
maybe the true Shibuya were the friends we made along the
Jova,
way.
that sounds like you got it. That quote you just said there, Jova, it sounds like you got it from one of the Japanese early Sonic game boxes.
to recap, somehow MKN left a memento of her grandma on top of the same building where we met that other Reaper. Don't.
She forgot it
How
what
did
she
she
was
even
painting.
get there in the first place?
I know,
Maybe
right?
she's a
You-
reaper herself.
Graffiti artists tend to double in parkour and stuff like that in order to reach high places to spread their art. It's nothing too new.
That's also a good point.
Well,
Shoka, we need your
what?
taxi services.
you like helping people, right? Are we doing this or what?
I
See?
don't help graffiti
See?
artists.
See, Shoka already gets how things go
Well,
here.
more like
no
Shoka
matter-
knows this song and dance already, so she's cutting the
Well. Remember, she herself already. We already had this conversation where she's like, "Oh God, you guys really want to help these randos?"
I mean, yeah, I want to, but do we really have time?
Rinda, this is yeah.
Does it matter? We can't just leave her like this.
We're JRPG
But we
protagonist.
can.
Like Rinda, we're towards the end of the third fucking week.
Yes,
You
It's a-
made this exact same question every single time. At this
mean-
point, who cares?
Well, I mean, to answer your question, Shoki, yes, we can leave her like this. See ya.
Oh God.
I'm not
So?
helping graffiti artists.
Hey.
This is the kind of person that gets the worst ending in Mass Effect 3 because he doesn't bother to help anyone with the side quests.
Pretty much.
Yes, you're right. Oh yeah, do you think, Killigo?
Hey, hold on, dudes. I object to that. I mean, graffiti can be a really awesome art when done well and in the proper places.
Do that. We
Yeah,
actually have some marvelous graffiti art over here.
I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Yes,
Sorry,
I
Nova.
acknowledge.
According to Motomo Toriyama, my country holds the record because it's similar to like returns.
Well, congratulations, Tio. Your country is the most similar to Lightning
No.
Returns.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Get you the trophy.
Now, don't get me wrong, Dibs. I understand that, and trust me, I've seen it myself over here, that there's the people who just use graffiti to make something that's just stupid text insulting people and shit like that. But graffiti can, when done for purely for the art of it, can be really cool.
Unfortunately, the shitty graffiti is the most common around here.
You should
really
come
want
over.
her grandma to be carrying around something that... I get it, though. We had nothing about that.
Yeah, we already know.
Well,
Family.
We already know that beat Value's family.
A memento from her grandma?
Maybe her grandma was also a graffiti artist.
yeah.
Maybe her grandma's also in the UG.
She's one of those cool grandmas who's hip with the kids, yo.
And adverse
In any
her
case,
set
already
of
got what
adventures
you paid
in
for
her
last
youth.
You know, that does make me wonder. We never have seen any particularly old people in the UG. Like, in order to be, like, in the UG, do you have to, like, die young or something? Or can you not simply die from old age?
I'm pretty sure you can also dive. Well, remember, Jova, we already established that technically the members of the UG are not technically dead. They just have a different code, like Mr. H said in the secret reports. So maybe the.
Well, you know what I mean.
So I'm guessing die of old age
I-
maybe doesn't work.
I
Maybe.
think Jova, it's a case where under the well, no, I'll let the side quest
Huh?
happen first.
What? The spray can Grandma gave me. A spray can. Psh.
No.
Congratulations.
What's it doing here?
You must make the
Grandma
never-ending
says
story 2 with it, honey.
Here, yes.
Grandma says graffiti.
Did it fall from up there? Oh,
It is a sign from God.
thank goodness I got it back. My art just isn't the same without it.
So do you refill it?
You know,
This kind of
you
makes me
gotta
want to
love it.
pay her a visit. Heck, her store's not too far from here. Maybe I'll go say hi. In fact, we already met her grandma. I'll remind you guys who she is.
Yeah,
If I-
turns
and-
out her
and
grandmother's
if I-
still alive.
And if I'm lucky, she might give me another memento from her younger days.
Oh, is she a bankrupt?
Oh.
I wonder.
Memento's a code word for cash.
I wonder what it will be this time. No, it's actually proper old. She actually likes old stuff.
Again, it would be cool if she will also.
Wait, her grandma's still alive?
That's a very common thing, Pete.
Do the living normally give out mementos?
I mean, that's the thing. Typically, at least over here, memento tends to mean, you know, from somebody who's
Why not?
dead.
Dead.
Why
okay.
not? Why not? Carpe de diem or something.
There's no the.
In any case, her troubles are no more. Shall we get back to the mission?
I don't know. Let's go visit her grandma.
do
maybe.
haste.
We already,
Yes.
Atrijova, we already did. You just don't remember. I'll show you in a moment in the
Wow.
social network.
No, what I mean is, never mind. I was gonna suggest actually meeting her grandma again for old time's sake.
We can, yeah.
Also, what I was saying is that what I do wonder is that under normal circumstances, when people pass away, they just, get converted the way Mr. H was saying, because, again, according to the hierarchy, humans passing away and whatever afterlife can be considered as that is just data transportation. So take that for what you want.
Alright.
But instead, the youth is actually selected to participate under normal circumstances in a game. That's what I think
that
might
would-
be happening.
That would be interesting. Otherwise, given that the
Oh, you
winners
don't
of
see?
the game
She's Tamao.
jeez.
She's Tamao's granddaughter. There you go.
Yep, I see the family resemblance. But it would be a funny life hack if someone who dies of old age comes to the game, wins so they can come back to life, only to come back and realize, oh right, I'm old. Here we go again.
You see, literally every character in this game is connected to, in some way, to the rest of the cast.
Wait until the major twist. It turns out Izuki is Rindu's mother.
Sure.
Alright, so she unlocks the
I
plentiful
say that,
pins ability, which boosts your pin drop rate when you lower your level.
I say that, but this is the Kingdom team. Wouldn't be the first weird plot twist we have seen like that.
No.
Uzuki's
You're saying,
a-
Jova, you're thinking too small. The plot twist is Uzuki turns out to be Sora's mother.
I was actually about to say that.
Uzuki
yes.
doesn't strike me the kind of person that will, lovely make a soup for her son.
But you see, Tio, that's how she was in life. But death and separation from her son turned her into a cold, money-hungry boss looking to just climb the corporate ladder.
Exactly. It's
She
all
died because the Heartless killed her.
Honestly, I'm genuinely more surprised that they haven't pulled yet of saying that Master Erax was actually Terra's father the whole time or some shit like that. Especially because, again, as I remind, Ventus is kind of a bit of a special case, so I would exclude him. But we have no idea who the families of Aqua and Terra are supposed to be. Like, Verba Sleep just assumes that they've always been there in the land of departure, I guess.
I'm sure their parents were very proud of them taking the job application for Keyblade Master.
How
and something.
about
I
the
get what
Great
the
Cosmos.
King was trying to do. The equivalent of Ocarina of Time as an origin point, but man, talk about lack of establishment.
how about this, the Teo? They're in the same situation. Their parents are still waiting for them to come back so they can have dinner. So
I mean, at least they got to come back
there's a
free.
it's a problem. It's a common problem in the KH universe too. Like moms who are wondering where the hell their children are.
Honestly, if it weren't for
Or
that
just straight
one
up
line,
never seeing the parents in the first place.
honestly, if it weren't for that one line, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Sora and company are all orphans. Hell,
That's the thing. It's for that line. If the story assumed they were just, a group of orphans that decide to live there, Lord of the Flies style, honestly, I would have bought it. Particularly their attempt of going with the raft towards the beginning of the first game. Yeah, that would have made more sense. But in the context of that game, it makes them sound like they want to escape also their families.
and then KH2 informs us that no, the island wasn't even their home. That was just some place that they ventured to when they
Yeah.
were off from school, apparently.
Yeah, because we see Kairi in her school outfit and everything. In the meantime, let's see if Sayako has. Oh, she has.
There is something new.
Hopeless. There is not a single ray of light to guide you through despair. Only a melancholic nocturne to accompany you in sorrow.
Aha!
Are you sure this isn't
This
Kingdom
is the Happy Thoughts track, I guess.
Well, Teo, gotta have some track for the sadder cutscenes.
Oh no, I get it, but I'm like, why would you want to buy that?
Well, remember This is a thing we already in the first game where the soundtrack is an actual thing in the universe itself. They're actual songs that are sold. Like
Oh no, more like I don't see the practicality. Hey, here's this track for sale. It's completely depressing. It will probably make you wish you were never born.
Really? Actually, there's actually plenty of people like that though.
Edgy by it's the equivalent to kids who thought they were being edgy by listening to stuff
Yeah.
like Limp Bizkit.
Not just that, what Tova just said too, there's actually plenty of people who genuinely just love listening to that kind of music, but like music that is traditionally sad. Like
Yeah, I know about Navstablock.
Bring me to life.
Well, I would argue that's not really depressive music or anything. Even taking the memes aside,
Alright, we have one more side quest.
Alright. Jump, I guess.
Who else can we help in this trying time?
Please don't tell me it's the fucking salesman again.
Well, you mean
Imagine.
Ryoji? No, no, we're actually done with Ryoji at this point.
I guess the whole possession thing was his last major thing.
Right, because we got a social link after that, I think.
And you might remember this girl from one of our main missions in week 2.
Hello.
Ellen Joe, what are you doing here?
Ye gods.
Boss? Everything okay?
Gasp.
Tis that apparition.
Tis the apparition?
Yes.
Alright, you might remember that, yeah, there you go. Wait.
Oh, it's one of the ghosts from Pokemon.
She left us that dying letter, right? Remember when we were looking for the letters to free Rindo? So you might, yeah.
Kind of amazed that thing still exists.
So now it's Shoka's about. Go ahead.
That's just a doll you made, isn't it?
Yeah, Shoka's about to elucidate us on who exactly this little girl is, or what she is, as Shoka just implied with calling it a thing.
It's actually just a prop that we Reapers use to freak out players.
I mean, I'd buy it. I buy that explanation immediately. I mean, that sounds exactly on brand. So yeah.
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean thing? What even is it?
Honestly, calling it an apparition feels a bit off.
A bit off. So not entirely off, just a bit off.
Just a tad.
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Alright, Shoki, you got some splaining to do.
Shoki, okie dokie.
Please, the last thing that this franchise needs is another Swording catchphrase.
It's cognitive energy that drifted over from Shinjuku.
There you go. We're actually going to talk more about that later, actually, so. Main story-wise, it only gets brought up in the next day after this, but this is another way you can learn about it previously. Didn't that place get totally wiped out, though?
The city did, but it looks like some of its strongest refuses to give up the ghost.
So basically, so literally, apparitions haunting the place of their death, basically.
Well, not quite the place since, Shinjuku and all that, but, basically remnants of that city.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that said little girl... Though, hold on. In that case, though, why was she giving us clues?
It's like in Ju-On-Jova, maybe one ghost is more benevolent than another.
Hey, Nagi, do you think you could handle this?
Yeah, because she's
just a little bit of extermination, why not?
She's kind of possessed. Well, she is possessed. So.
The power of Yashua compels you.
Yeah, Joshua, you might want to get off your lazy ass and actually do some referee work as the god here.
Well, it feels like it feels like someone was talking about me right now.
Yeah, Joshua goes full Dr. Tread mode. Oh, sorry, are you finished already? I
Uh-huh.
was so bored, I must have dozed off.
Uh-huh. And here's me playing the world's tiniest violin. Go on.
I know not if I can. Yeah, whatever. But I shall give it my best efforts.
Gambate.
Oh, what's the worst that could happen? It's a side quest, Nagi.
I don't. Well, I'm sure this Sheba guy can handle things just fine without me being there to supervise. I can go back to my vacation.
Amazing judge of character, that Joshua.
I mean, this is the Kingdom team. It's
Well-
their own brand.
Well, okay. well, actually, Joker, you kid, but remember, the reason the Shibuya was endangered last time was because Joshua was a bad judge of character on the people of Shibuya. So actually, technically, that is in character.
That is true. Hashtag Megumi saved us.
Hashtag Megumi did not
Remember, Jova is a huge supporter and defender of Megumi. So
Okay. Let me say this. I'm not gonna say he did nothing wrong because his methods weren't the best, but I get the position my man was put in.
So her actual name is Reiko Sekihara. Okay. Get in the spirit. Erase the noise possessing the apparition. Alright.
Get in the fucking spirit, Nagi.
Let's have a look.
Nagi getting the child.
Go ahead, Libs. You're do the little girl one.
So cold, it's cold. So cold. Where am I? My favorite part? The government building? All gone.
Oh my god, they destroyed the Shinjuku government!
There you go. Onward we dive.
I can't wait to be done with this.
There you go. But yeah, no, like I just
What
told.
happened to me? No, I'm not ready to die.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, putting the kid down.
No, well, let's first see what turns out of this. Because technically she hasn't been possessed by plague noise. It's like it was a red aura, so it's not the same as
No. Oh, no, I get that, but I get the feeling what this seems to imply is that the noise is helping her hold on since it seems like doing this will help her be ready for death.
Again, it seems to be
Go
more
ahead,
of a
Joe.
traditional case of ghost.
I knew it. It's time for me to move on.
Yeah.
Goodbye. I'm gonna go be with Mom.
Well, that was depressing.
Yeah, just
And
a
she
little
gave
bit.
it in.
Yay!
And what's worse, she gave it in a Twitter post of all
I mean,
things,
it
since
is
that's
for
how
the
the
it
mind
is still
works
for the
here.
better. Obviously, ghosts moving on with their life, well, unlives, but whatever, afterlife and anything. It's just, you know.
Also, am I the one who finds it kind of ironically redundant? We're being haunted by a ghost in the underworld.
Well, that's because it's not the proper definition. It's just a convenient way of calling it in how we perceive things or anything.
Well, you see, we're
It's kind of
dead, but-
it's kind of like how someone would label a concept that is esoteric magic when there might be an actual logical explanation to it.
Well, you see, we're dead, but we're actually 75.5% dead, essentially.
Again,
There's a difference
We have a
between all dead
cognitive-
and mostly dead. Please open their mouth.
Please open the mouth. But again, Mr. H, again, for as alien as that sound, Mr. H and the hierarchy treats everything like it's data on a computer program.
Yeah.
And, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
because-
Does
the-
lead some
come-
credence to your theory that maybe those who get a chance of being brought back to life are chosen, as opposed to everyone who dies automatically gets put in the game.
Oh no, like the secret reports made a good like about how that works, but and yeah, we get her social network node. Basically, it's an important victim of Shinjuku's inversion. And remember, Shoka was from Shinjuku. It's kind of implied that Shoka knew her before the Shinjuku inversion. Basically, there you go. Shoka gave her a role in a recent mission. It was Shoka who put her in that role in that mission. There you go.
Huh, so... you
Feeling
can
bad
give
for
a
this
ghost
lost
a
soul.
job.
Yeah, they're feeling bad for this lost soul. Shoka gave her a role in the recent. Basically, it's always good to read the bios because they provide some details you might want to check if you really want to get in the nitty and gritty of things. All right, Shibu pay
Oh, that
bonus.
was nice, Ashoka.
Indeed. Like I said, like I just told Jova, Teo, Joshua being a bad judge of character. That's kind of his big character flaw of the first game. So yeah, that tracks, honestly.
Now, wouldn't that be ironic? It goes from him thinking, oh, humanity's just the worst, to suddenly him seeing the best in someone that
But
causes
Pedro,
trouble
the
this
anime
time.
showcased to me when he already knew about everything and was just, 4D chessing everything since the very beginning.
Yes, he did it all as a super duper test of.
For a refresher, because you forgot, the rest of you forgot what the lack of my context. Episode 2, I think, has a weird, bizarre moment where the mind controlling pins get activated as a prototype kind of mechanism, but clearly Joshua from the top of a building disables them en masse. It's almost a big lipped alligator moment when you get down to it.
Yeah,
I think that was the story trying to establish the whole mind controlling pin thing ahead, but they realized, oh, but wait, if we have everyone suddenly be mind controlled by the pins, that kind of ups the ante too early. So basically, just have Joshua do it, and then when Joshua gets shunted out, since he kind of, what happens to him at the end of week 2, basically. Then we can have the stakes rise again for week 3. Like, the anime is messy for me.
It's 12 episodes. You can't sum up the entirety of the first game in just 12 episodes.
I will.
You can put fucking the best writer in the world doing that. It's just not feasible.
It's not even just about the summing up, it's the fact that they came up with new stuff to boot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give them credit. I do believe that they were legit trying with that anime. That does not mean that they succeeded, but I can believe they, honest to God, were trying, even with the new stuff that they added. That said, some of those changes still baffle the hell out of me.
When I showed a couple episodes of the anime to Shiro was particularly baffled by how the anime completely skips the first conversation with Mr. H. Yeah, go ahead and skip that. It's not like that's important or anything.
I want to say that I feel like the anime works, I feel, in the most broadest sense of it's a good overall sum up of the events of the game with some stuff changed around. It is not the definitive adaptation.
Like I said, Joe, Pedro showed me the first episode without me knowing the context of anything in the game, and with that kind of vacuum, I did not have any major problem with that.
Yeah.
So I guess, yes, as a newcomer, as an entry point, I guess as a preparation for the game, it can work for the better to start with that, and then you get to the game and you enjoy that even more, because from your perspective, it amplifies that, I guess.
It can technically do its work in that regard. Like, I'll give it credit. If I were to pick between that or the Ace Attorney anime, I might go with that, because, oh god, look. Whereas The World Ends With You was already going to be trouble as an anime, Ace Attorney is something that it completely, absolutely relies on its story.
Yeah.
And they tried to basically have the first season cover not 1, but 2 games.
That's the thing. All they really had to... you can easily make a great 12 anime, because it's perfectly... You just need to have 12 episodes for each of the individual weeks. So it would be a 3-season anime, and it would work just fine. If you were adapting each week with 12 episodes, that way you can include all the good things that you can even throw in some of the side stuff in there, here and there, and it worked just fine. But no, Square, of course, doesn't want to bother with 12 any more than they have to. So 12 episodes, there, cram all that shit in.
All right then.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.